TP-Link WR1502X is a remarkably compact Wi-Fi 6AX1500 router. Designed for people who need a reliable, portable network wherever they go. Measuring just 104 x 90 x 28 mm and weighing roughly 200 grams, it fits easily into a backpack. Or even a pocket, much like a slim wallet. Despite its small footprint, this little device offers multiple ways to connect to the internet. Via a wired LAN port, a USB 3G 4G dongle, or even a smartphone's tethering function. By combining these inputs with dual-band, Wi-Fi 6 output and basic storage sharing, the WR1502X becomes an essential companion for travelers, remote workers, and anyone who demands a stable, private network on the move. Visually, TP-Link opted for a straightforward yet practical approach. The WR1502X sports an all-black plastic body, with a matte finish that resists fingerprints and minor scratches. Numerous ventilation slots on the front, sides, and bottom ensure that the router can run for extended periods without overheating, which is critical when it's tucked inside a backpack or used in a cramped workspace. The compact size is intentional. At roughly the same dimensions as a men's billfold wallet, it slips into most laptop sleeves or cases without adding noticeable bulk. This level of portability is rare in Wi-Fi 6 hardware, where many models prioritize antenna performance over slimness. Despite being so small, the WR1502X offers a surprisingly generous selection of ports. On one side, you will find a gigabit WAN port and a gigabit LAN port, useful for plugging in a modem, another router, or a wired client device. On the opposite side sits a single USB 2.0 port, which is dedicated to connecting an external 3G 4G USB modem or an external storage device. Next to that is a USB-C inlet used exclusively for power delivery at up to 18 W. Users can choose to plug in the provided 18 W power brick or simply power the router from any USB-C power bank or laptop. USB-C port that supports power delivery or quick charge. A combined WPS reset button and a small, physical switch that toggles among access point, AP, repeater hotspot, and router modes round out the external controls. This switch makes it very easy to change operating modes without diving into menu settings. What really sets the WR1502X apart from most portable routers is its ability to accept a variety of upstream connections. Naturally, plugging an Ethernet cable from a broadband modem or another router into the WAN port is the most straightforward way to provide internet. However, the presence of a USB 2.0 port opens up more possibilities. You can insert a compatible 3G 4G USB dongle, or even tether your smartphone in USB mode. In practice, this means that wherever you have cellular coverage, the WR1502X can become a mini hotspot, sharing that 4G signal over its own dual-band Wi-Fi. Compared to relying on a laptop or phone's built-in hotspot, a dedicated device like this reduces battery drain on your phone and often delivers more stable, uninterrupted service. The quick toggle between access point, repeater hotspot, and router modes is one of the most user-friendly features of the WR1502X. In AP mode, you plug an Ethernet cable into the WAN port, flip the switch to AP, and immediately broadcast a fresh Wi-Fi network, ideal if you're in a hotel room or co-working space that offers only wired internet. When set to router mode, the same ports function. Normally WAN for upstream and LAN for downstream clients. In hotspot, also labeled repeater mode, the device scans for an existing Wi-Fi network, such as a cafe's public Wi-Fi, and rebroadcasts it on its own SSIDs, essentially acting as a local bridge. That way, all of your devices connect to the WR1502X, instead of logging into the public network individually. This approach reduces the number of captive portal logins you must endure and can improve security by isolating your gadgets behind a single private subnet. As a Wi-Fi 6802.11x 1500 class device, the WR1502X supports a combined theoretical throughput of 1.5 gigabits per second. It achieves up to 300 megabits per second on the 2.4 GHz band and up to 1201 megabits per second on the 5 GHz band. While those figures are common among fixed home routers, they are rare in a truly mobile form factor. TP-Link fitted the WR1502X with internal antennas optimized for a balanced trade-off between compactness and signal quality. In real-world tests, one conducted in access point mode, using a gigabit Ethernet feed and another in repeater mode, pulling from an existing Wi-Fi router, it managed solid, consistent speeds on both bands. The coverage is not as extensive as a full-size home router, especially when it comes to penetrating walls. Nonetheless, in a hotel room, small office, or cramped apartment, its signal strength is perfectly adequate to serve multiple laptops, smartphones, tablets, and even lightweight smart home devices without noticeable dropouts. The single USB-A 2.0 port on the WR1502X doubles as a file-sharing interface. By connecting a USB flash drive or external SSD, you can make its contents available to all devices on the LAN or Wi-Fi network. In a pinch, this allows quick sharing of documents, photos, or media files among coworkers or family members. Do note that since the port is USB 2.0, any file transfers are limited to roughly 3040 MBs at best. Fine for small text files or occasional photo transfers, but not suitable for large-scale backups. Still, for a device this small, having any network-attached storage capability is an added bonus. Configuring the WR1502X is straightforward. Whether you prefer a desktop web browser or TP-Link's mobile tether app, the initial step involves plugging in a power source, connecting to the router's default SSID, and either visiting the web admin page or launching Tether. From there, the wizard guides you through selecting your desired mode: AP, router, or repeater, entering PPPoE, static, or dynamic IP credentials, if required, and customizing SSID names and passwords for both 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz bands. The Tether app also exposes advanced features like VPN pass-through, quality of service code rules to prioritize devices, and on-demand security checks. After initial setup, the WR1502X will remember your preferences whenever it powers up in that mode, meaning you rarely have to reconfigure it unless your environment changes. In daily use, the WR1502X feels like a Swiss Army knife of mobile networking. Business travelers can stash it in a suitcase and rely on it for secure Wi-Fi in hotel rooms that only offer paid wired connections. Digital nomads can pair it with a 4G USB modem or smartphone tether for remote work in locations without reliable public Wi-Fi. Families on road trips can plug it into a car power bank or cigarette lighter adapter to create an impromptu hotspot, keeping tablets and laptops online for navigation, movies, or video calls. The only major limitation is that you cannot expect the same coverage area as a full-size home router. Walls and obstacles will reduce range, and the internal antennas simply cannot compete with large external arrays. However, for its primary mission, delivering fast, stable connectivity to multiple devices in small spaces, this little router completely fulfills the role. At a retail price of approximately $4,550 United States dollars, the WR1502X offers tremendous value. Many competing options either lack Wi-Fi 6 support, cannot accept cellular inputs, or rely solely on a micro SD card slot. instead of a proper USB port for storage sharing. In contrast, TP-Link managed to pack dual-band AX1500 radio, multiple input methods, captive portal compatibility, and basic USB storage into a device small enough to carry anywhere. If you spend significant time moving from place to place, whether for business, study, or leisure, and need more reliable networking than a phone's hotspot, the WR1502X is an outstanding, budget-friendly choice. Its combination of performance, flexibility, and portability makes it one of the most compelling mobile routers on the market today.